go. That time. Back for another one. It is the Underground World News Live. Here on this January 9th, 2026. Much love. Good evening. Good to see you. Thanks for joining us. I want to thank everyone out there that shares and gets this out there. It's appreciated more than you know. Much love. Hippie Mikey. Blooded the Brave. D. White, brother, for everything you do. Kev Bar, the same. Hoodie Ross. All my mods, everyone holding it down. Deanne, E. Fitz, Daily. Good to see everybody. If you got anything to get to me, dabu7@yahoo.com is the email I try to watch throughout the stream. Thank you, Steely. And thank you for Maria there as the show was starting for the super chats. Thank you for all the feedback, Sweet Barb, Tiffany, Myra, Tom, Academy with us, John. Good to see everybody. Hope all is well, man. Concealed, Kenzo, Meat Puppet. Thank you again for the feedback. So, if you're not following me on X, make sure to do that as well. For sure. Looks like everything's good here. Oh, make an announcement here. If someone wants to come in here, obviously running their mouth, mods, just be on the lookout for it. if anyone wants to drop threats or death threats specifically, um, bring that to my attention. Make sure to ban them. Um, but people want to drop death threats, not and this doesn't have to just be to me, to other people as well. Um, that's gonna be kind of the stupidest mistake you ever made, right there. Um, People are free to express their opinion, but obviously, if they're in here with bad intention, then just like everyone can have a difference of opinion, and there's going to be some arguing sometimes, I guess, and that's just the nature of it. But you ain't got to threaten and go to that level. Okay, I just ask people keep it calm because it's kind of obvious with these events out here. They're trying to get people riled up and to fight, and like we're smarter than that. Hello, like so we're not feeding into it. Um, we're gonna go above and beyond. And we've got plenty to touch on here tonight, that's for sure, as always. I'm gonna try to knock this out as quick as possible. Got some other things going on here that I'm dealing with. So I'm just gonna try to knock this out as quick as possible. Much love. Thank you again for everyone out there sharing the stream, supporting the channel. Uh, it's all appreciated to the fullest. Start this off here with NASA crew. And I don't trust NASA. You should know this. I despise NASA big time because of the perpetual lies and all the deception, all the satanic connections. It's not just them. Blue Horizons tried to pull off some kind of I don't know, some kind of thing where they sent Katy Perry and some other people up into orbit, so to speak. Blue Horizons, Jeff Bezos, and that was a fraud. Somebody popped open the hatch before he got out there with the magic key to undo it, and it was all live, so they couldn't take it back. And it was pretty obvious, man. There was no markings, there was no burn markings on the pod coming down. It was like obvious fakery, and they got busted. They got busted live. I love it. Those things you can never take back. You can't edit the whole thing out. Like when you've got 20 cameras from different places around, and just people standing around. I mean, they should have thought about that a little smoother, but they didn't, and they're liars. Again, when you have things that come back in that start to burn up on the outside, there's traces of that. They don't come in looking squeaky clean. And the fact that the hatch popped open was a dead giveaway. So that's recent times. The old moon footage, man, it's like pure fakery. Come on. They're supposed to be going back to the moon. So, Crew 11 is going to make a return to Earth after a serious medical condition with an astronaut. Okay. It makes me think that I would love to lock on. Of course, I don't know the timing of when they're going to dispatch from there. But I do know this for all the people that are like, oh, space is fake or this and that. Well, look, you can go outside on a clear night, and I've done this many times, and you can track the ISS. It's up there. There's something up there, okay, that goes by, and you can see the dot. You can see the light on it. I've tracked it right over top of me over and over again. You go outside and you can see it. And not just it, many different satellites. You can, for people that aren't lazy, you want to go looking, I mean, you can just go look on Starlink's website, for instance, and it's just the whole planet surrounded with the active internet. It just blows my mind. You got some people out there that still think that those don't exist. They are badly damaged by these psyops. I'm telling you what. Because I wouldn't be live, you wouldn't be hearing me tonight if they didn't exist. They were all fake. I understand we're lied to, but again, some people take it too far, and it makes the whole thing look bad. But I think that's the whole reason they're doing it, to be honest. So anyhow, I don't know if there's a crew up there or not. Okay, so I don't know if this is what kind of storyline this is because look, these guys have been busted sitting there acting like they're in the ISS and they're green screening and they've got straps on them where they spin where they're on straps. They've been busted. There's clips out there again. Once you're busted, you're busted. There's no, oh, act like you didn't see it and buy all the rest of this footage. Ain't happening. Um, as far as what's really going on up there, they seem to be scared to death to show the world, really. That's why I want to launch a weather balloon with a bunch of cameras on it and just say, the hell with them. And just get what we get, man. Go live, man. And like, it is what it is. What are you going to do? Send a jet after us to shoot us down? Like, anyhow, a rescue mission for these guys. Remember, here recently, there was something like with the Chinese. They were stuck in a similar situation. And they rescued them, allegedly. But my eyes will be on these launches to the moon. Okay, I'm kind of like, we can sit here and fight all day long and argue over this and that, and the shape of this and hollowness and all that stuff. But like, I'm really excited because going to the moon, this Trump administration announcing this, we should be able to watch this all the way, man. No excuses. We should be able to watch it all the way. All of us should all see this thing burning, blazing toward the moon. If you can't, then Houston, we got a problem. Skeeby, thank you. And see, that's what I'm looking for. I look for the real deal test that we can all put to it. If this thing, any launch goes flying up over, out of view, over the horizon, and forks down in any way, ain't happening. Like, something should lift off and go straight up into the atmosphere. You should be able to track it again all the way to the moon. This is huge. This is huge. We have not done this in this day and age. So they're either about to pull off one of the biggest theatrics they've ever done here, if it's fakery, or they're real deal, gonna shoot a rocket to the moon. They're supposed to have a bunch of missions lined up here. Now, remember, they name these missions after the ones that they worship, the fallen. Apollo used to be Apollo. All the new ones are Apollo's twin sister, Artemis. So it shows who they pay allegiance to. They're so full of lies. And just remember, look, I go off of like some hard evidence type of stuff is what I like to go off of. Buzz Aldrin is on camera, like time and time again. He even admitted, like, we didn't go. A kid asked him, and he started, it melted him. He was like, well, that's not a question a kid asked. And he started, like, he let it loose. And he's like, well, you didn't see it because we didn't go. And he said it more than once, more than one occasion. He was on a television show, or like a evening comedy show, whatever it was. I do believe, and that's what it was. And they asked him about it, and he was like, he said to the guy talking to him, he's like, no, you didn't see it. He goes, you didn't see it. They didn't show it on TV. You heard an announcement on the radio. He goes, because we didn't go. Or something. Or no, he said that you didn't see it on TV. I forget the exact words, but you can look it up. I don't want to misword him, but it was enough for me time and time again to know that, look, this guy is dropping clues that something's not right. And like, to be honest, why are we not going back and forth? Like every night you should be able to look up and see a tram, like back and forth, man. Just back and forth, like this. With the tech we got, and China's supposed to be up there, but they're hiding on the backside of the moon. They never come up to the front. Never. Like, where we can observe them on a full moon or anything like that. So, what I'm here to do and want to do is I want to put some of this crap to rest. I'm sick of it. If we get a camera, a good telescope, on all this stuff. We can, like, whatever we see, we see. We're going to catch some craziness. We used to catch craziness when I used my phone. I used to put my phone up to my Galileo and film the full moons and go live. And we used to capture some crazy stuff. Seen normal stuff, but we've seen some crazy stuff. And I can't imagine, all this time later with brand new tech, what we're going to catch. Because I see video clips of guys catching stuff in the craters of the moon all the time. I know there's stuff going on up there, but it's almost like prove to me, while the whole world's watching, prove to me, while we're watching, locked in, that a launch is going from here to there, Because if that's the case, you got to take into consideration the Van Allen belts. Also, the radiation belts. That's your so-called firmament. What no life's going to get through. Probes can get through it. But like life, no, man, I don't, this is fitting to get interesting. It's fitting to get interesting, that's for sure. So, my whole thought about this was if they were leaving, we should be able to film it and be able to film this capsule coming back down to Earth. How come it just, all the footage always just picks up with them dropping down into the ocean? Like, where is the rest of it? Where's like all of it? Like, you've got high definition everything. You've got the telescopes you can lock into it. You can watch these dudes the whole trip, but you never show it. Never show it. So I'm highly skeptical of a lot of things, man. You didn't see it on TV. He said what you saw was an animation. Paraphrase a little bit. Okay. Nah, Steve. Thank you, brother. Okay. All right. You feel me. I'm glad you've seen it. It's out there. It's common knowledge, man. And I can't wait. I don't care about nothing else with space unless 3i starts to slow down and double back. Or any brand new images on 3i. The last video that I put out, the jets are in like perfect symmetry, triangular symmetry, 3 of them. And the thing's just wild looking and is what it is. It's making its way out of here. Ton of anomalies connected to it. And I could have swore there was another one, but there's so many I've lost track. At this point, at this point, it doesn't matter. You see, the thing with 3i is like 3i, like any other object that's come through here. People out there, some of you are full-time subscribers. You stop in, you're here all the time, you're here all the streams, but you got what I call part-time subscribers, half-assers, that only just kind of drop in here and there. Then they show up later and they falsely accuse me or you or anyone else of things you never did. Like, first off, I've never said never once ever will you find ever in any clip of anything that I've ever said that an alien invasion is coming from 3i Atlas or any of this crap. Never ever. But in the comments, you got these rejected people that show up like, 3i Atlas showed up and it was nothing. Guess you were wrong. Like, what were you anticipating it to be? Because it's still very intriguing. And if all that flew past you, you're just stupid. Like, all the anomalies, like going on 20, if that was nothing to you, you're just stupid. The fact it shut down Mavon's camera when it went by, stupid. Drop down the ecliptic at a 0.5% chance, stupid. Dropping the building blocks of life across everything, you're just stupid. It's very intriguing. Regardless if it's a comet or not. But I've seen an uptick in what I call government comments and trolling. It's big time. They're like, there's another level of it going on right now. And then certain topics, there's a lot of toxic energy out here that needs to be killed. And I ain't going to deal with it. Like I said before, people got a right to their opinion and all that. It's all good all day long. But when you want to start with the threats and you want to start getting all vile and all this crap, I ain't playing the game. If people want to be stupid enough to get sucked into that, that's on you. All right, let's get this thing kicked off here full scale with some news that's unfortunate. Another dead body found at Disney World. You got to ask yourself what's going on here. The sixth one in 3 months. Like these people falling off of roller coasters, and they're just like, I don't understand. Like, I don't get it. Like, it's in a 3-month span. I mean, what are the odds? So many people are turning up dead in one place, even if the deaths are said to be unrelated. Like, what are the odds, man? You got to start looking like it's something dark magic, occult, like something going on here. I mean, we know that Disney is all tied in to the bloodlines, into all that. But look, I wouldn't doubt it. If you guys are not hip to it, there's facts around a lot of people that have gone missing, not only in popular parks like this all the time, kidnapped or just vanish all the time, but at concerts, big time. People vanish, gone, never to be seen again. It's like the body's got to go somewhere. Well, here you go. Like, come on. In just the past few months, 6 bodies popping up in this park. Like, sounds like a lot of sacrifice to me. Straight up. In a playground for that. For real, because people don't even realize what it is. Again, Disney and all them, they're in the hierarchy of the bloodlines. They are highly satanic. And if you don't think that their theme parks and everything else is colorful and as awesome as they are, and look and sound and seem and they're thrilling with rides and all that, it doesn't take away from the fact of how or what these people think at the top. So you can live blinded to that if you want, or you can accept the truth. All right, there's power players out here, and there's propaganda tied into all this. Look, I've done reports in the past. There are old school country singers that are definitely like Garth Brooks. His concerts, man, and others. Lots of people mysteriously would be reported missing. And it would like fly under the radar, wouldn't ever really make the news, but it would make a police report. Okay, and then over time, you look back at all of these missing persons that happen at these events, you start to see that something's going on here. And you fast forward to modern day to I forget his name, Travis. His name is an anagram for Travis Scott. Travis Scott, or whatever. They had the big. He had an evil. They have evil concerts, so to speak. It's all satanic. It's all sub-satanic. You can go and you can look at the layout of their concerts. It's all satanic. You guys know this at this point. Most of the industry is. They don't hide it at this point. So people are getting kidnapped. People are getting sacrificed. You know, when you got a bunch of demons out there, you gotta watch it. You've got to watch it. What's crazy is like, I remember a lot of the reports of at the concerts, people were said to always vanish. Like the last time a friend would see them, they were going to the bathroom. And they were never to be seen again. And it's very interesting because when I dive deep into this, especially at Riverfront. Riverfront is the main place that I was going to throughout the years in Cincinnati. And we had a bunch of crazy ways we'd sneak into Riverfront when we were younger, man, because I was wild. And we sneak into the back and do all this crazy stuff. Well, we had a little side spot that if you parked there, like you could just kind of walk into the back. It was like no sneaking in. Like it was like a VIP lot. You had to go around the horse track to get to it and all this. And like just a handful of us seem to know about it. And like when you walked into that way, like there was no security, But I always noticed that there was always dark buses parked all along that stretch, and then there were the bathrooms that set right up on the other side of it. It stood out to me that that detail, for whatever reason, and that's where a lot of people went missing. And like, how convenient that the bathrooms are right there and they can get slipped onto any one of them dark buses. They're totally blacked out buses. A lot of times you just assume that it's the buses for the stars, whoever or whatever else. Because I was up there like checking them out one time. I was like wanting to know, like ask some people, like, who's on this. Like there was like no one would say a word and all this. Like there was no security running up on us. Like, oh, what are you doing? Like nothing like that. Like it was weird. I was just kind of looking around, but it was just really weird. So I think about that. All that comes to me. I could easily see if there was some back door. So if there's something was organized, whether someone's getting kidnapped, they're going right at the back of them bathrooms to a janitor door or something right to the back and onto a bus. Onto an all blacked out bus. And I stood in front of him was trying to see. You couldn't see in it. Like I would have had to have climbed up on the front of the bus. And I thought people were in it still. And of course I was snuck in, so I'm like all freaked out. You just never know, man. The highly organized kidnapping, it's been proven at this point. It's a thing. And for these reports, man, I don't doubt it. Just makes you wonder. Always go to these events with a friend or two, and always don't even go to the bathroom without them. That's my word of advice. And teach your kids the same thing. All right, let's jump into stocks. Stocks blasting off as Trump seeks a budget boost. Well, if you missed it, if you don't follow me on X, you should. But I tweeted out that last night or yesterday, or whenever it was, you'll see in my timeline, the S&P closed at an all-time high. Like this thing is roaring. Like it's a massive bubble that's swelled up and it's gonna pop. It's like it's about to pop, I think, like now, like this year. One thing I did not see. All right, I'm gonna ask. This is for all my cats out there. One thing, because I was on the road all day. One thing I didn't see that I missed here. I didn't see any headline anywhere. I checked all my normal spots. I didn't see headline this. If anyone's got an update, let me know. And if you send it to me on X, at me in the chat, and let me know. Got an update to what happened with Trump's tariffs and the Supreme Court. If he's got to pay them back, all that was a huge thing. So I said, watch the markets today. And also, there was a lot of money injected by China in the United States also today. And I wasn't around to like watching all that. I got in last minute and like tried to throw the show together. So again, if anybody heard anything on that, I'd like to know, because that kind of weighs big. I'd just like to know the outcome, because if you got to pay that back, that's huge. Like yeah, it's a huge thing. So again, haven't seen anything. Okay, well, yo, if anybody's got anything at me there, get my attention and let me know that you sent something. Yeah, we're gonna jump into the silver here in just a second. The whole game's rigged, man. I would get out of 401ks. If you missed the last stream, I played a piece. They had Tony Robbins on there, and he was warning. He's like, look, and I play him because it's always one thing to hear me say it, but like when you hear someone of these other big key players out here, when got a voice or whatever, saying it like it can hit different. People can accept it. Maybe they don't accept it from me. I don't know. I'm just saying I try to give you options. No ruling. Next date is January 14th. Silver Sailor, much love, my brother. Thank you. Quick on it. Garth is old school. Thank you again, Silver. Really. That January 14th, watching that date. That's big. All right. All right. All right. So that's why there was nothing. I didn't. Okay. Okay. Thank you so much for that. That I understand now. I understand. So okay. Well, that's delayed. I'll update when it happens. Let's go to California. Businesses. Everybody's trying to leave Gavin Newsom's California. This has been happening for a minute. It's accelerating. And I don't know if it's ever gonna end, man. I don't know, man. Like, can't the people there elect somebody different? It's obviously he's the man that they're choosing to run off that side and to be the Democratic presidential pick, if you will. Um, there is a record number of U-Hauls fleeing the state, more than any other state. See, these are the little things you can watch in life that will really tell you where things are going. Okay? And thank you, Silver Sailor, for the memberships. Everyone that got them, welcome to the underground. Okay? This tells you they can lie and say all these things, but when you look at the hard numbers, the facts, that's what I love. They don't lie. Unless somebody's fudging them or manipulating them. But I mean, if it's a trusted source here, I mean, we're just going off the data, classic data of someone's walking in, renting. I'm not sure how this is all pulled, but I'm sure it's overseen by AI at this point, as everything is. But people are going spread out. It was Texas, but they're kind of spread now. But they're fleeing New York and they're fleeing California, oddly enough. I mean, if everything's so good, then why is this the case? They try to say it ain't so, but it is. It's the case. Look at the numbers. People are fleeing California record amounts. I just wish that there was some kind of like revolution, because we all know Cali's beautiful. You got a lot of resources. I mean, it's got the ports and connecting economically, and you get bad leadership, you can run something into the ground. And at some point, the whole country's got to be saved. But I don't know. It's just, we call it California and all this other stuff. It's like, I just wish the other side would rise to the occasion and could save California. Like, somebody do something. Like, maybe New York's a lost cause at this point. I don't know. Like, I don't see nobody standing up to defend it. Prove me wrong if you're out there. If you've got some kind of big action going on in New York, some kind of big protest against Mom Donnie and what all is going down, let me know. Or in any place. I say it all the time, but I never hear of anything from anyone. Yeah. Okay, so electricity prices surging more. I mean, it's, I guess, not going to stop. It's not too bad out there. It hasn't been too bad of a winter. I mean, hell, it's in the 60s right here where I'm at right now. Although it's going to get cold coming up this week, and Taco sent me a shot from Colorado. The snow, it doesn't set in. So we're not out of winter yet, that's for sure. So I expect this to continue. But Trump's doing all this talk about power and overhaul of the grid. I'm really wondering, like, there needs to be like a big event, like the trigger to redo the grid, because that's what they want. They want to redo it. Yeah. Yeah. Thank you, Kev Bar. Oh, thank you so much, man. Thank you for that big super chat. No way. You were typing, saying, and saying, see, that's the synchronicity, my brother. I'm glad you feel it and you know it's real. See, it works in mysterious ways. We can't control it. It's never a thing we can ever control, right? Just nuts, man. Thank you so much, brother, again for that. I don't know why, but shit popped up twice on my thing. The same message. And much love, my brother. And to anyone else out there that's getting hit with these electric bills, try off grid or look into it, please. If you can. The price is pulled back. The technology's there. Buy American made if you can. Signature Solar out of Texas is a decent one. Try them. And it offers some relief here. I don't see where. I mean, the Trump administration seems to be scrambling for minerals all over the place, threatening Denmark, we're going to take you. I mean, look what they just did with Venezuela. They want minerals, they want resources, they want all the stuff, and it's not getting any cheaper for people, so to speak, in terms of energy. It is in terms of oil, and it almost had to, because you just seized the leader of like the biggest oil supply on the planet. You know, it's like, and Lowrider, man, checking in. And thank you, brother. Says thank you for the self-sacrifice and unfiltered truth. Much love. Thank you for those coffees, man. First ones there on the night. And appreciate it to the fullest, man. Kev Bar. Lowrider. Two stand-up dudes right there. Let's check this out. Trump calls in all the big oil executives for a meeting today. You got to think, if you're one of them and you're watching this whole thing go down with Venezuela, it's going to affect you, right? So the anger is deep in Texas. Many executives back Trump, returning and getting in the office. And now they say they're betrayed. This isn't the first. His base is fracturing like no other, so don't think it's not. See, we were out here just being honest and doing it before it was the cool thing to do. Now, there was the whole pedo thing, and then the war thing, and then now a whole group of people that, especially in Texas, that are connected to oil, thought he was going to come in and there was going to be a boom. They were promised all this and that. But now, with this move on Venezuela, it drops the West Texas Intermediate below $56 a barrel, which means, price comes down, which is good for us. It's good for everybody, price at the pump. It's the one thing that, as I've said many times, that they can influence and control. And here they are big time. They're completely, what do you think is going to happen when you snatch up the leader of Venezuela? So I'm going to get to that in the section when I get to the Venezuela part, because I got a whole piece on that. But this is tied into the economics, and here we are. It affects everything that's going on. All the oil that they're just stealing, a lot of people are saying, and just bringing here, it's affecting the price. There's so much of it, a gluttony of it, that already the price has come down. We were looking for things like this back in Iraq, the Gulf War. When it went down, everyone was like, oh, we're going to go in, we're going to get all this oil, and the price is going to come down. People thought it was going to come down way more than what it ever did. It never did. It never came down to what they thought. A lot of the oil fields over in Iraq, they've got lit on fire and all this other stuff and damaged. It just didn't go down the way that people thought. But now, Trump's got all the knowledge of everything that's happened through history. But they did pull off that move smooth in Venezuela. Again, I'll get into that here in a minute. But economically, gas, oil, it's good. It's a plus for us, so you can't bitch, I guess. Can't complain. I would hope if you're in a place where gas is still through the roof, man, I don't know what to tell you. might want to look somewhere else. Lenders and home builders now jumping after Trump unveils a QE style $200 billion mortgage bond. It's like a buying plan here to unfreeze the housing market. All right. So if you don't know, the word is a lot of people are saying don't buy in 2026. Like, don't buy right now because it's not good. Like, you're not going to get a good number. You're not going to get a good loan number. And thank you, Wiley. You're not going to get a good deal at all in this climate. You want things to come back. We do have a Fed meeting coming up here end of January. It'll be interesting to see what Powell does. Will they cut it back 25 more base points? It's not too far-fetched. 50 would really get things going. And if he don't do it by then, it's a move that may be made when the new guy gets in there, because Powell's getting replaced in like May. Trump could fire him, so to speak, but he won't do it. He's waiting for one of the Kevins. He's got to select between two guys that are both named Kevin to take over the job. That will be in May. And that person is going to roll out the Mar-a-Lago Accord. And the Mar-a-Lago Accord is heavily connected into the reset of this entire country, the framework of everything, of moving everything onto a digital system. Okay? I just explained, if you missed it on the last stream, and it's very important you understand this, that Tether came out and said that they're going to back every tether with a small bit of gold. This is huge because, again, most of the people are sleeping on this. Anything that's backing itself by gold is better than something that's not. Just start right there. If you can take to a bank or anywhere else, redeem something to get physical gold, it's in the other money, you can't do that. Like, what are you going to do? What are you going to choose? You must be foolish. You'd look pretty stupid to be the one continuing to use the one you cannot redeem for gold, when everyone else is walking in and out, getting gold, redeeming it when they need to, but yet you're over here still with this currency that you can't do that with. Like, what are you doing? That's what everyone's going to do quick. Okay? Thing here is, the trap is digital. And they could have simply backed the US dollar by gold. We don't even know if there's gold in Fort Knox, but they could have simply done that. They didn't. They waited. They pushed the Genius Act in, stable coins through. Then they said, we're going to back the stable coin Tether by $1. We're going to connect it to the dollar, like hedge it to the dollar, before anyone else could around the planet. And that's what they did. They backed all the stable coins like Tether, USDC, with the US dollar. Okay? They connected them. Okay? Then, on the other side of the digital, they're adding the gold. The incentive to try to get everybody in the trap. You see? Because they can track every bit of it. They can't track all your fiat movement, and you all know that. This is the trap. They could have simply put the gold to our dollar and it been game over. They won't do it. They're setting the trap of digital, and this is it, right in front of your face. They are backing Tether with gold. Digital Tether. Okay? Don't forget that. Yeah, they're definitely going for the reset there, Nug. And I appreciate that super chat. This is the real deal, man. Okay, so just remember that. We'll keep it pushing here. We've got farmers out there that are pissed off. Everybody's pissed off. I mean, look what I just told you. That whole sector of people that are ticked off now. Everybody in oil that's pissed off, that thinks that Trump just did them in, and they're pissed. Okay? Now, all the farmers, same way. They're pissed. Okay? Here's one story of a grower. He drops 3,000 acres because of what's going on. No one can afford it. We knew this. What's been happening, the only reason we've stayed alive thus far is the government's been cutting checks to the farmers, keeping them alive. It's UBI, Universal Basic Income, is what it breaks down to the farmers. The other farmers don't want it. They won't take it. They're not taking the handout. They want a fix. And like this farmer saying, like, you better be ready for a shock. You better be ready for a shock. Like, not only he, but others are peeling back because of all the crap, all the red tape, everything going down. And he's got 3,000 acres of unplanted ground that's going to be unplanted and not going into the system for 2026. So if they don't get with it and fix this situation, but that's what the government always wanted, right? They wanted everyone to come begging to them for help, right? And they got that right now with the farmers. Got them on their knees. It's not a good situation for us. They got the oil guys on their knees. They got the farmers on their knees. They got everybody on their freaking knees, man. Let's go to silver. Get the update, because this is where the action's at. Look at that chart. Where'd we go up to? We hit 82. We came all the way down to 74. Look, I hope you're following me on X, because I kicked out a post showing it was like 77, 77, and I calculated not say anything on that. And it was a good pullback. And I was like, well, buy the dip. Get it while the getting is good. Well, look, man, it's already back up at like 80, 81, knocking on the door. I'm gonna go out on a limb here and say that this thing's gonna explode higher when it opens. There was a pullback, but like, look, man, we're only gonna get so many little gifts, so many little windows, pullbacks, and chances for people to like get your little stab in. The goal is get as much as you can, stack as much as you can, period. Right? But if you got in before 100, our goal was 1,000, and we're gonna hit it. Patience, young grasshopper. Okay? We just witnessed gold do crazy numbers in the past 10 years, and it's about to do in the next 10 the same thing. Easy. So we're gonna hedge properly here in a tax-free allocation. Big time. And this is gonna be it. This is gonna be retirement. This is gonna be the move. Whether it's platinum, palladium, copper, gold, silver, it's gonna be the move. Silver, in my book, has a lot more ground to cover. And TNF in the house, brother, good to see you. Thank you for the super chat and the comment. So silver's key. You know this. I've been saying it forever, ever. Forever and ever. But I think it's gonna melt faces. I think something's gonna happen. It's gonna up jump and hit 100 like nothing. As soon as you crack 90s, 100's right there. Polymarket's been showing they've got a scale over there. You can go over and you can pick what you think is the range it's going to go to before a pullback, and timelines. There's different dates and time. They got all kinds of crap over there, but I see it running. Like this isn't going to pull back, man. You can also invest or get into some of these sites, and you can set up to have like a reoccurring thing where over time, you can lock in a price and it'll kick out, silver over time to you. If you get a hold of the right place, you can lock in a deal. And like, I don't know, just every place is different. If you can work out a deal to get a set price on silver over time, because you're gonna guaranteed buy a set quantity, guaranteed like every 2 months, every 3 months. Some places are willing to work out a deal with you. You'd be surprised out there. Again, if you're gonna buy silver or anything, make sure you buy it with the serial number. That way, when you sell it, you have no issues. Okay. Okay, and where are we at? We're here a couple weeks away from the end of January. We've got another government shutdown looming. If you forgot, part of the last one was just they were pushing it back. They had all these threats, all these bills, all these threats, right? Like they always do. Well, um, here we go. Democrats trying to push another shutdown, and they're going to try to defund ICE in this push, they're saying. So, I don't know. This one could last a long time. Um, you might want to stop and think about some of these things. There's some opportunity here on the table. I'm telling you. I'm telling you, man. If there's a government shutdown, certain things happen. Certain stocks dump, so you could short some things. Certain things long. Just like with war, when war pops, you see gold and all that run. Just like when hurricanes come through in the South, man, like the price of corn and all this other stuff goes through the roof. Certain things happen in cycles. And if you write these things down, you're aware and you know these cycles, you can take advantage of it. Okay? Like clockwork. Well, I can't help, I'm watching people all the time bragging about over here on Polymarket hitting. I can already see them say, well, how long is this government shutdown going to last? 1 day, 3 days, 5 days, or like a week or more? And whenever they do any kind of things like that, it seems, just for me watching the feed, all these guys, anything that has like a week or more, those that get hit, those dudes are like getting paid out big, and they're hitting on them left and right. And a shutdown this time around, last time they drug it out how long? 30 days? We were on the verge of snap. Let me just take everybody back to where we just were. We were on the verge of like snap, like being like completely done for all these people, where they were threatening to start walking out of stores with all their food. Matter of fact, they were already doing it. So if the snap would have ran out, it was not going to be pretty. Okay. Well, all that chaos comes back on January 30th when they shut everything down again. Okay. That is what's coming. So just remember, all these things happen in cycles. I'm going to jump onto I'm going to keep it pushing here. We got a wife jailed after caging and starving her husband to death and then boiling him, along with 60 chihuahuas. Her excuse is menopause and the court not buying it. Wow. Crazy. Caged him, starved him, boiled him. There's some nutcases out there, man. Just like this guy, Nick Reiner. His heavyweight lawyer here quits. Experts saying the likely reason is that he doesn't have any money. Some are just thinking that he just was going to have a bunch of money, I guess, because his parents are rich. But apparently he was tapped. I don't know. Still looking for why this guy snapped out and killed his parents. But Alan Jackson is the name of the big league lawyer, and he quit defending him. And not all that information is always released. Like, why? So some are saying he may not have the money. That dude's cooked. I mean, obviously guilty. And when it comes to what's going on with the Minnesota stuff, as we start to jump into all this protest action across the country here, we're going to go into all kinds of different towns and cities here and take a look at what's going on, just touch on a few things, what's happening in these different areas. You should know at this point, massive fraud, Fountain, Minnesota, Tim Walz, everything that's going on. And very interesting how all of the protests, everything kicking up right now, are taking away from that. So they say they will investigate all these different companies for fraud tied into this. And I'm interested to see what the final number here is. They're saying billions. I want to see just how much fraud was going on here. Like billions. Like what and how? Like how is it even possible? Billions, but
this is an outrage. President Trump is outraged. I'm outraged. The whole administration is outraged. And we are here to follow the money because that's what Treasury does. We have done that for years. We did it with the mafia. We have done it with the cartels. And now we are going to do it with these Somali fraudsters. And Treasury has something called FinCEN, Financial Crimes Enforcement Network, and we are coming in, tomorrow we are announcing that 4 investigations into money service businesses that we believe may have wired money out of the country, a lot of the ill-gotten, stolen money over to the Middle East, over to Somalia. We'll see where that's going. So we're announcing investigations into 4 of those money service businesses. We are going to put in what we call a geographical targeting order. So there's something called a suspicious activity report if a certain amount of money gets wired
$10,000, right?
So we're lowering that to $3,000.
Oh, good.
And we're also targeting the 2 counties here, and we're going to do enhanced surveillance. And from now on, any one of those money service businesses, we are going to put in what we call a geographical targeting order. So there's something called a suspicious activity report if a certain amount of money gets wired
$10,000, right?
So we're lowering that to $3,000.
Oh, good.
And we're also targeting the 2 counties here, and we're going to do enhanced surveillance. And from now on, anyone who wires money out from one of these money service businesses has to check a box saying whether they are on public assistance. And if you are on public assistance, we are going to...
Hold on a second. Dude, we're treading on some dangerous water, man. These guys are masters of setting up situations like this, it seems. These witches and warlocks. He just said, she's like $10,000. He's like, well, we're lowering it to $3,000. What? For who? You were kind of vague. You went on to say anyone sending money out of any of these places. What places? Anyone wiring money, period? Out of Minnesota? You now have to worry about anything over $3,000 getting flagged by the feds? Dude. Yeah, this is stuff is like... But people will sit over here on the sidelines and sit there and argue over the pettiest stuff and fall into the trap while they do this. They're going to be watching everything. CinFin is coming into the city, and they are going to be watching everything. And I find it hard to believe that, look, you're watching the blueprint. Minnesota or Minneapolis, where they're sending them in, this is the blueprint. He said, CinFin coming in, they're lowering everything. That means the next city, the next Dem city, blue city, that they go into or target will get the same treatment. They have a way of doing this, obviously. And this is the tactic that they're using. They're sending in FinCEN and they're dropping it to $3,000 and they're watching all activity across the board. So now anything over 3,000 is going to get flagged. Dude, this is insane. All under the guise of chasing around these illegals. It's fraud. It's fraudulent. It's to strip your freedom is what it is. That's what it is. You see it now. You see it now. You see what they've done? Had to bring in Biden. Had to be able to flood in all these migrants just to have the excuse to do this. I told you this before. Just to have the excuse to have these strike teams running around all over the place. We warned you about this the whole decade. End days. They're going to lock down, end game, police state. Well, Trumpy's the guy pushing it, putting it in. He's the one stamping it in. No doubt about it. And it's happening under a different guise. Okay? These are masters of illusion. Wow. I'm going to see people going to jail here from the higher ranks. Guess what? Oh, this isn't it. All right, let me get to the protest stuff. I got an update on the Clintons here in a second. We're going to dive into that. Let's just go through. We all know everything that's happened with Minnesota at this point. It looks like, New Orleans, Dallas, Chicago, NYC, these other places are seeing protest and going to see continued protest. Maybe it's a little quiet in your neck of the woods, and that's good. But, some of these places, they're coming out. They're coming out in the woodwork. So, Chicago, their police chief taking a stance here, a warning to the ICE agents. And see, this is why I keep telling you civil war is about to happen. And they want it. We've never witnessed this yet. We've never witnessed where the police and ICE are throwing it down. It's always protesters on the other side or something, right? We have dodged, like Neo in the Matrix dodging bullets, literally. We have dodged this situation. I don't know how, but up to this point, it's about to hit the fan, literally. For the first time somewhere here, you are going to have police with guns defending the city, the governor, the mayor, and the protesters on the ground. And potentially, like Tim Walz just initiated the National Guard, their National Guard with guns and weapons facing off against ICE. It's nuts because the National Guard, for instance, in Chicago was used by Trump with ICE. So it's who uses them first. And lawfully, in the normal setting, the governor has the say for the state. It's his boys. It's the state boys. It's your boys and gals. You have to say, but through Posse Comitatus and Loophole 42 and Trump and all of his loopholes, he could snatch them up for an emergency. There's all kinds of loopholes and caveats. If they're already being used and utilized, though, by the state, then they're already being used. And that's what Tim Walz just did with his state boys. So you can expect that. That's what's set up there. Minnesota is set up for a huge class. Chicago, this cop is just warning ICE. Like, they're calling them names now, like y'all fake cops with your faces covered. Like, you're gonna come in here, you're gonna get it. Like, dude, these dudes are gonna throw down at some point. Like, we've never seen this. I've covered a ton of chaos across this country, from Ferguson to Baltimore to DC to Cleveland to all over this place. Every city's chaos. I've covered it. Never have we ever seen two uniformed, armed units like this clash in this country, full scale. You've never seen it. You've never seen it. You've never seen it. It will be a civil war. It will be the beginning. You can't say it has begun when this happens, because it is. It will be. It could get damn bloody. It could get damn bad. Quick. So I don't know where it's going to be, but it's going to be one of them. It's obvious. This is what they want. They're going to push till they get it. Come on out. Come on out. Several different cities you could put up on the board. If they wanted to spread, you know how they are. They'll go down here and they'll cause a different event down in Memphis or down New Orleans, wherever, and it'll spread. And this whole year is setting up to be a chaotic year in this country. So let me see if there's a clip here. I'll play the clip just so you can see the tone he's using. It's not going to be easy peasy for ICE when they come back up into Chicago.
Federal agents, ICE, HSI, are officers. They are agents of law enforcement. If you box them in with vehicles, it is reasonable for them to believe that they are being ambushed and that this could end in a deadly situation. And it's reasonable for them to use force based on those conditions.
Okay. Now, the ICE and National Guard were just that. They were surrounded in Chicago. They were. And it got hairy. It was a pretty crazy situation. I'm going to keep it pushing here. Where's this at? NYC. Protesters are chanting, Chrissy Nome will hang. They're also saying, save a life, kill an ICE. That's what they're saying. And they're openly promoting kill in their slogan, in their verbiage. If anyone else out there was doing this, dude, I mean, I just know that, like, if I rallied with all you right now and we were in the streets and we were like, kill anything, the feds would be they'd be around, they'd be everywhere on us. But that's just how scared they are of us, it seems, huh? And don't get it twisted, they're all over the place here too. Let me show you what's going on in the streets of NYC real quick.
To be peaceful to your oppressor. You should be. Save on life. Kill an ICE.
See, they're chanting all this stuff, man. They said some in the crowd condemned the talk of killing, which I'm sure they did. I'm sure there was some people around that were taken back. They're taken off guard. Like, hold on. We're like all this talk of killing popping up all over the place, man. We're in a different day and age. Charlie Kirk getting blasted in front of everybody. Situation that just happened. I mean, all types of death, kill. Dude, I'm telling you, man. When ICE and the local police in one of these towns and cities clash, and you see it on video, it will be the beginning of civil war. When you look back, no matter how it advances, where it goes from there, you could trace it back to that clash. It hasn't happened yet. It's about to, though. We're at a crazy moment in time. On the cusp of it. On the cusp of the country changing. One event that's about to happen. Hasn't even happened yet. Okay? But you bet when this event happens, it's going to set a precedent to where you're going to see it in all these different sanctuary cities or blue cities. I mean, Trump's already cutting off money to all these places, saying he's not sending SNAP into Minnesota or whatever they're saying. Also, schools shut down there. Then let's go to Portland. Border Patrol agents shoot 2 illegals linked to the Tren de Aragua, apparently, and this has caused an uproar. The locals there upset about this and saying that these 2 people right here should not have been killed, but they're gone. But they weaponized their vehicle, they say, against you see the theme. Now there's no footage or anything like this to compare, just like with what you saw in the Minnesota situation. But yeah, this is a whole different thing. So this gets, I mean, Portland, you already know they're going to take to the streets already in solidarity with the event that just went down. But now they've got their own. Now they've got their own reason, their own locals, their own. This thing is flaring up all of a sudden. What timing? What timing? The 2 events at the exact same time go into motion. 2 car ramming events go into motion at the exact same time for all this chaos. And who benefits from all this chaos? That's crazy, Callie. Let's go to Philly. Philly sheriff and the DA threatened to arrest the fake law enforcement ICE officers. Here you go. Here's another town. If they go into Philly, ICE is going to clash against the local police. Are you hearing me, man? Are people hearing what I'm saying? Like, this is so important. It has not happened yet. I'm calling out an event that's basically going to change history. It's going to be a defining moment. The very first time that this happens, full scale, on video, in HD, bloody as it gets, throwing down. This isn't going to be, what are they going to do? Sit there and smack each other? Or sit there and use chemical weapons, less lethals on each other? Like, how's it going to go down? They can duke it out? I don't know. I don't know. Who's going to overpower who? SummerSlam, one of these freaking cities, between the 2, it's going to go down. Or they're going to go to lethals. Both of them have the same rule set. Like, you impede an officer, then the officer can use lethal force. Well, they are officers. Well, then both sides can use lethal force instantly. Like, it's crazy. It's insane. Like, this is, you talk about OK Corral, one of these towns could turn into the Wild West real quick. So you take your pick here at this point. You've got the police hopping up in all these dim cities, calling ICE out, saying, if you come in here like that, like, look what she says. She says, you don't want this smoke. Dude, those are fighting words. Like, straight up. You don't think that it's not going to hit the fan here in one of these spots? I guarantee you, it may be designed to hit a bunch of cities the same way. Now that I think about it, oh, they'd love that. They'd get everything they ever wanted. This is the closest they've ever been to dividing this country in two. Right here. They put in all this work to get it. I guess it only is right that they would have a couple things going down to accelerate it. Oh, yeah. I'd watch this. Any of these cities has an event or a person shot or anything that adds to this in the coming days and weeks, it's only going to fuel it. So there's the threat. I'm telling you, we are set up for civil war like you've never seen before. I just sat here and showed you multiple cities that are throwing it out there. The cops are throwing, the officials are throwing the threat straight out there. This isn't protesters, man. This isn't Dem politicians. This is law enforcement, dude. I'm telling you, it's about to go down somewhere. Man, take your pick. We had a poll going. Had to pick the city. I'm gonna get a list. The next show, we're gonna do a poll. Kimmy, thank you for the coffee. Wraps are ready for sure. Much love. God bless, and thank you, Steely, for the coffee. Much love, guys. I appreciate it. Keeping it pushing here. Trying to get this all wrapped up within 2 hours tonight. They are blaming Singham. And I say, go arresting. If you don't know who I'm talking about, Comrade Singham, Roy Singham is a billionaire. And he's just like George Soros. He is out here funding through NGOs chaos. And he's also linked to the CCP openly. They know this. They know the guy's connected to the Chinese Communist Party, for crying out loud. And this is nuts. We're infiltrated with the Chinese all across the place. All these distractions. The Chinese are everywhere. Wait till they come out the bushes. Then what? Start cutting people ear to ear. And there's over 1 million of them here. They're right up to the military bases. You already know this. It's a setup. It's a setup. So why not arrest this guy? Pisses me off. Same reason George Soros isn't arrested tonight, I guess. It's all show. So the U.S. is going to withdraw from 66 international bodies in different treaties. 31 entities were tied to the UN, United Nations, while 35 were not. They're cutting ties here. They're changing the whole structure of the world. Also, the whole world order. Straight up. It's all changing. They're admitting this. And they're pulling out of the East. Like, when the Ukraine war's done, they washed their hands of that. Like, Trump's already said it. Like, everybody said it. Like, they're leaving the EU. They're leaving NATO. They're like, see ya. Like, you can fight that war on your own. And, like, they're ready to do deals with Russia, which is crazy, which signals that, like, it's not going to be a good relationship with the EU with like this Trump administration, and from here on. Like, it really looks brighter with Russia at this point, with everything that they're talking about. Why can't we all just get along? But it's always war, war, war. It's hard for me to believe that we're finally going to be buddy with Russia, unless they get what they want. They get this whole thing set up how they want, which I feel we have to go through the reset here first. There's a couple things here that have to happen, and they have to happen tomorrow. Let's hope not, but it's going to happen here one day, right? It's going to. Financial stuff's going to happen. I really don't want us to wake up and then your money's held hostage in your bank. You can't pay your bills. Cell phones are down. Something crazy. All this stuff. I feel like a big event's about to happen. I don't know who they're going to blame. There's enough different people to point the finger at. Does it really matter? It's all set up anyway. I don't care who they point the finger at. It doesn't matter. What matters is something's about to happen, and everyone should really be prepared. Oh yeah, Dan Bongino has been replaced. Piece of work. He sucked anyway. The FBI sucks, period. They're not righteous. But Christopher Raya, I know you probably never heard of him. And see, that's the kind of guy that'll probably stick. I don't know. I haven't looked into him a whole lot, but he is the replacement for Bongino. And Bongino going back to his live stream and getting torched. No one buying it. No one wants to hear it. Yeah. And here's Conan. Come crawling out of nowhere. I always thought Conan, out of all the late night guys, he made me laugh. I could just walk in the room and look at Conan and laugh because he looks funny. That's different than these other guys. It's just me, man. But I thought he kind of had a point. All these people are constant. All you ever hear is Jimmy Kimmel and the other Jimmy Fallon, all of them always just knocking on Trump. And I get it. When he deserves it, he deserves it. But too much is too much, right? Like around here, we'll give him his props if he does something proper. Let's do something crazy, we're calling him out. But like they're like this, it's all they turn them shows into like a political thing, too much of a political thing. It used to be like it was about laughs, the heart of it, the root of it. It was about laughs, forgetting about all the rest of the crap in the world. But no, they had to always drag in and tie in, stitch in, especially Jimmy Kimmel and all them fools. The political crap right into it. But
I think some comics go the route of, I'm going to just say F Trump all the time, or that's their comedy. And I think, well, now a little bit you're being co-opted because you're so angry. You've been lulled. It's like a siren leading you into the rocks. You've been lulled into just saying F Trump, F Trump, F Trump, screw this guy. And I think you've now put down your best weapon, which is being funny, and you've exchanged it for anger. And that person or any person like that would say, well, things are too serious now. I don't need to be funny. And I think, well, if you're a comedian, you always need to be funny. You just have to find a way.
True.
And you just have to find a way to channel that anger into a way that is, because good art will always be a great weapon. Will always be a perfect weapon against power. But if you're just screaming and you're just angry, you've lost your best tool in the toolbox.
Yeah, and R.I.P. George Carlin, who, love him or hate him, just knew how to, one big club and you win, and he knew how to tell the jokes, and get the truth through, hardcore into politics, and they hated that, I'm sure, but he knew how to keep it funny. You know what I'm saying? Like real deal. But true to the game. There's not a whole lot of those guys out there. I see a lot of people knocking on Chappelle these days. I see a lot of people saying Chappelle. They don't even know if it's the same Chappelle. All this other crap because of whatever. But look, man, when they threaten you and they come for you and all this other stuff, it changes people. And they give them an option. Like you can go on doing what you do peacefully, pay your dues or not. And when it comes to politicians and senators, man, you should never like be getting on your knees, right? Like in there, but like Senator John Kennedy.
We need to do another reconciliation bill. We can to fix the welfare system and stop the stealing. Stop the stealing. And we can do it with all Republican votes. So please, Senator Thune, pretty please, as I've said before, I'm shameless, I'll beg. I'll get down on my knees. John, please bring another reconciliation bill. We can do so much, but we can start with fixing welfare fraud. Please, John, please let us do the bill.
He's got to back him to just do the bill. That's insanity. Like, Thune, oversees this whole thing. You don't ever see his face. You don't ever hardly show him. They keep him out of sight, out of mind. But, like, they reject half the stuff that gets brought up. Like, this whole thing's a sham, dude. I'm so sick of all the politicians. Dude was on his knees begging. It's insane. Let's go to more crap. Let's go to NYC. Hochul and Mom Donnie.
This year we're committing an additional $1.7 billion in what we call recurring spending, something my budget director hates, but meaning we're committed. And so that means our total child care investment this year will be $4.5 billion in the state of New York.
And they're all cheering, but they have no idea how they're paying for it. No idea how they're paying for it. All right, going to keep it pushing here. we've got Vivek Ramaswamy's bodyguard arrested on federal drug trafficking charges. This is pretty crazy. Now, these guys, these rings of different agents that work for the Secret Service and for different politicians, they all kind of are in the same circles. Some of them go rogue, go corrupt, they do these things, and you just never know who's doing what. I guess Ramaswamy's bodyguard arrested here for pushing these drugs. Authorities say they conducted a search warrant at his home and discovered methamphetamine and pills that had traces of fentanyl. Like, dude, what the? Justin Salisbury, 43, from Ohio. Columbus Dispatch reportedly said that he is accused of receiving 261 packages of narcotics through the mail between August 2024 and December of 2025. So they're pushing all that through the mail the entire time. They're watching it the entire time. They are pushing it through the mail the entire time, and they were watching it the entire time. Okay, so things to think about out there for anything anyone's doing. Just sending money. If you're just trying to privately send like $5,000 now to somebody for something, family member, like, they're gonna like try to scrutinize it. Anything over 3, I feel at this point. I've seen throughout the past few years. Anyway, I've seen in different instances in business transactions and things going down that the banks will question certain amounts of money being taken out for certain things. I've heard it from all kinds of people. Plus, you've got the whole debanking thing that's going down. I accidentally just X'd out a thing on Harvey Weinstein. The update there was that he has struck a deal to dodge another case, a third different indictment on him. So, and Bill and Hillary Clinton expected to appear before Congress next week to testify on the Epstein ties. Wow. So they're going to force them in next week, huh? I wonder if the world's going to end this week. Like, these goons going to come in and give a deposition, huh? Or testify here on what they know. Very interesting. Is he going to lie through his teeth? Of course he is. I mean, this is the guy. What is he going to say? Like, well, they're going to look at him and be like, he's probably going to have that look on his face right there. For sure. Makes me think of the old school clip of Bill Gates when he got in trouble. If you guys don't know, he got in trouble a long time ago when he was younger. And he was put on camera and questioned by the feds and all this other stuff. And like he sat there rocking back and forth and he act stupid, act like he didn't know nothing. Couldn't answer any questions. And all this stuff. Seriously, he did. It was incredible how he played so stupid. Like, he didn't understand basic questions. Like, I don't understand that. And like, he did it. He did it for like hours and hours and hours till they got sick of it and like ended the thing. I wonder if Bill's going to do the same. He's going to sit there and just try to laugh and talk his way through the whole thing, or whatever he's going to, like, it's not going to work this time. Like, I don't think so there, buddy. Remember, though, he's a former, he gets this special treatment because he's a former sitting president, bloodline, all this other stuff. I just want to know, like, I just want to know some of these details, questions they ask him. And then I'm going to say, well, why didn't you ask him all these other things? I'm sure. And then I'm going to see his responses to those and then kind of pick them apart, see what he says, find the obvious lies. And then maybe some astounding admissions. Anything he just comes out and says. Maybe you've missed it. Yeah, we used to go there and party all the time, but it was all cool. Or something. Who knows what he'll say? I mean, he's on the flight log. We know he's been there. He's on the freaking picture when you walk in the front door in a dress in ruby slippers. Like, that's the grandiose question. I want to know what his response is to that. Like, dog, like, bro, what you got to say about this? Seriously, like, just why would they have you in a dress in ruby red slippers? Like, just an honest straight to his face like that on camera. And not let him laugh it off. Like, get him to actually say something. Like, I want him to respond and, like, say something. Like, because every little bit about all this counts. I mean, he's in all these photos, the recent ones in the swimming pool with people that are redacted. They told us that the only people that are in the pictures that are redacted are victims, meaning he's there next to victims. That's what they told us thus far. Doesn't take a rocket scientist, so we'll see. Again, he's got to get there. We went through this before, and they never gave the deposition, so we'll see how manufactured it is. So James Comer, he was one of the big guys here involved in really getting him in there. And he's slamming Bondi here for, like, having 0 arrest. He's like, look at the chart. Look at the track record. 0 arrest. She's still sitting on the auto pen pardons that Trump says is null and void. All that scandal. There's a ton. There's a backlog. All these people that they busted with Doge. Are you kidding me? All the bill. Like, no one's gone to jail. It's insane. It's insane. So for the Russian collusion hoax, no arrest. January 6th, no arrest. Mar-a-Lago, no arrest. Biden auto pen, no arrest. The election fraud, no arrest. Epstein pedophile arrest, 0. COVID, none. Benghazi, none. Doge findings, none. Ukraine impeachment hoax, none. Like, he goes on and on. Like, there's none. So I gotta agree. I want to see some action. What is it going to take? But Bondi is a stooge.
I'm sure you've seen a lot of the comments on X. This is a very popular chart on X. It says 0 arrests for some scandals that are very important to Republicans. Is that what accountability looks like?
Listen, that's the biggest complaint of every Republican on the House Oversight Committee is there haven't been enough arrests. Now, some of these, some of those issues, I don't know, it's going to be hard to arrest people. With the Biden auto pen scandal, what we produced in our investigation is evidence that the pardons and executive orders that were signed with the auto pen in the last year of the Biden administration should be declared null and void. Now, President Trump tweeted after we issued our report that he was going to declare them null and void, but I don't believe the paperwork's ever been done, and you're still going to have to go to court for that. But our congressional investigation will serve as basis to uphold the declaration of those pardons and executive orders being declared null and void. Someone from the Department of Justice just has to take it to court.
Okay, so someone from the Justice Department has not picked up the ball yet.
It appears that way.
Okay, well, that must be frustrating.
Imagine that. Because the game's rigged. The game's rigged. You can have guys out here even pushing stuff just like that, trying to get stuff done. And, like, it's someone's always holding something up. Oh, it's a Biden judge. It's like, get out of here. Then what good is anything? It's all it's ever going to be. Blame the other side, the other guys every single time, back and forth. It's charade, man. Again, no one going to jail. It's why I played it. Someone's got to go to jail. They just had James in there, just had Comey, and they got let loose. Like, it's ridiculous, and there's no protest. MAGA is silent. MAGA says nothing. MAGA is just, like, mute. Like, what is MAGA at this point? Like, well, what does this one say? Some Republicans are distancing themselves from MAGA. Well, I would say so. It's super fracturing. There's going to be nothing left. And I told you, they don't care. And I mean that. They really don't. Trump showed this like just adamantly when the whole Epstein pedophile thing came down. A huge chunk of his base that stood on, like, we're not standing for the pedophile stuff, like with Massey and MTG and all that. He said, "To hell with all of you." People that worked hard to get him in there. He turned around and said, "To hell with all of you." Why? Because they wanted answers on pedos. And it was going to make him and all of his buddies look bad. That's the truth. If you don't want it, then go live a lie. Okay? But that was just the first step. There was a lot more. I mean, people that weren't on board for any war said that he ran on like being a man of peace, and he's trying to get all these accolades for a man of peace, but at the same time, he's gone to war in all these places, and people don't want to be in it. Like, people don't want to be in war in Venezuela or any of this other stuff. And they say that he's just overshot Congress. And it's just on a rampage, doing whatever he wants to do. We go on and on about that, I guess, because there's so many war fronts, but MACA itself, I see, has been decimated. And what they've done is they've done something. They pulled some trickery, and they made it clear here recently. They put a stamp of approval on it. It seems to me what they've done, and they're going to have to keep this up this entire time. They used the whole Turning Point USA thing, and they've morphed it into J.D. Vance's base. And they even come out and they said so, that they threw all their weight behind him for being next president and all this. We're still years out. That whole thing was designed to have a base around him, because it had to be an independent base, and he had to kind of stand alone over here, obviously, and build his own base at some point, some way, somehow. Well, it's like he hijacked the whole Turning Point thing. The whole thing was built up, obviously, around Charlie Kirk, but then it was like, oh, our new leader, and they threw all their weight behind J.D. Vance. And that's where it's going. The whole thing, okay? Pyrotechnics and all, okay? Because they had to do something. He had to build his own ship, his own base around him, which was hijacked, like I just said and explained to you, because it couldn't just be take all of what Trump had, because Trump's is falling apart. Trump's is like the Titanic, going down quick. And only some of the biggest busters and sellouts are going to stay in there till the end. And I'll be honest, I'm heavily disappointed. Some guys that I thought were patriots, some guys that I used to call my buddies, are busters that sold out and bent the knee to the beast, and would rather go tweet out pictures with Trump and throw the thumb up and act like they're cool than ever call him out on this pedo stuff. They wouldn't dare. They wouldn't dare get in a bad view of Trump, and they wouldn't never call them out. Never. They just want to sit there and cheese and smile and take pictures and be cool with me and hopefully get protected. Protect their own ass. But the hell with all the rest of us. So the fake patriots, It's sickening. It's disgusting. And they know all this stuff. It's the crazy part. Everything that I'm telling you, they'd sit right here with me and you and say, like, yeah, they talk all this crap about all the pedos, all the stuff. And before they were about Trump's going to take them down, but now that he's not, the crickets. They're crickets. Dude, that's disgusting. It's pathetic. It's the reason we're screwed. Again, all the dudes that would rather go over there with the pedo protectors and take pictures and tweet about it and think they're cool, go post about it all day. It's all they care about is stroking each other's egos over there. It's disgusting. It's going to come to an end. You watch. It's already falling apart. So some of these cats, they just put themselves so deep into this that they basically, it's like they joined the Crips or the Bloods or something, like they're in it, like to the end. Like they joined the Feds to the end, basically here. They're not about me or you. Don't get it twisted. Don't see him on social media and be like, oh, that's a big patriot over there. Woohoo. No, he's not. No, he's not throwing his thumb up, cheesing with Trump. Ain't no patriot. The pedo protector. Get it right. Or get out. Sick of it. We're going to break their MAGA magic spell one way or another. Well, I don't say go out there and target no one with violence. We never have. But look at this. Ohio woman getting shot at because of her license plate. Well, what did it say? MAGA girl. Well, that's surely going to catch some attention depending on where you're at. Again, it comes down to like a gang thing. Straight up. It's what it's like. It's what you affiliate with. Straight up, you're getting shot at now. So you call it what you want. I don't care. It's the same thing. Your affiliation is getting you shot at. You understand? You understand this? Like, it's the real deal. Like, this political stuff is going to a war front. It's what they always wanted, man. So I would say, look, we were riding down the road. Remember when Elon was getting attacked? And all that? I saw people going down the road, like they took the emblems off their Teslas. And even a lady that had a screw Elon sticker on it, hoping that someone wouldn't attack her Tesla because they were getting attacked so much. But I mean, it's kind of the name of the game out here at this point. Like, kind of got to be smarter than that if you don't want to get targeted. Unless you want to rep it to the death. That's all I can say. That's the climate that we're in. That's where they've taken it. You know, so something so simple as the license plate like that gets you shot. Let's go on to the rest of the world stage here. Move into Greenland, because some people may not care, but this is huge. If we go to war, use military here, it's definitely huge. You got to pay attention, but we might buy it or something else. They've got a lot of different schemes they're throwing around here, but they're talking about throwing out $100,000 per person in this New Deal, the Greenland New Deal. That's what Trump's starting with here. So, get a refresh there. Had my chat crash. Lou, much love. Thank you for that. Glad I caught that. I just do a refresh. Thank you for the super chat. Much love. Some people like, really, you're going to pay up $100,000? We'll move there. Give us $100,000. That's what people are saying right now. The Greenland thing's going to be interesting. Again, you can't threaten them, man. You can't just in my opinion, you can't just go threaten everybody, okay? But I want to make it clear to you that is what Donald Trump does. He strong arms. Even when he shakes an adversary's hand, like Macron or somebody, he will jerk them. Like, he'll physically strong arm them, jerk them back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. That is how he does. He thinks he's the Don, of it all here. I mean, he does that. He physically whips dudes around, like throws them around, like with the arm string. Like, good. He's seen it many times. Okay, so he's doing the same thing, metaphorically here, to these world leaders. Okay, he went down to Maduro and he said that he did it. He gave him a deal. He kind of threatened him, surrounded him with military, strong arming again, and gave him a deal, gave him an option. When Maduro didn't take the option, guess what? They went in and they got it. They did what they did, right? Same time, he starts talking smack to everybody. He looks over Mexico like, I don't even know yet what we're going to do with you, but we got one coming for you. And then over at Columbia, like, oh yeah, over there you got them cocaine mills, you're over there running your mouth, you better watch your ass. These are exactly what he said. He's throwing bold threats out there. You better watch your ass, you're next. And then it turns to Cuba like, oh, they're done, they're screwed, lifeline is cut off, they're done, we're going in there. And then turns around today and says, oh yeah, we're doing land strikes on Mexico, it's coming, right, it's about to happen any moment. Like, oh yeah, like, yeah, the Don just dropping missiles everywhere. Again, he can't do that with Greenland. You can't say there's cocaine mills and all that stuff up there. You got to take a different route, man. It's got to be more like political, more peaceful. I mean, he's just acting like, we're going to go take the damn place. If you don't want it, we're going to take it, like, period. So that's Greenland. So know how he's operating, okay? Remember what I just said about the strong arm. He's coming out mean and hard at first. Strong arm, like he would with any other business deal. Okay? Click through here. And let me just jump into Ukraine from here. Just because this is going to be the next big thing here. Ukraine is kind of been overshadowed here with everything going on with Venezuela and here on the home front. But big moves have been made here. Russia has opened up with the Oreshnik hypersonic missile. We witnessed this once before on the battlefield, but not like this. Like, they hit very close to, well, they hit key infrastructure, some underground gas lines, and they put Kiev in the dark. Now, this one was major. Never have I ever reported to you that they're evacuating Kiev. They're being told to get out now. Well, they're doing it now. And I told you that this would happen because Zelensky can only sit there and play a game for so long. Russia has taken over half of the country, and they're on the doorstep of Kiev, and they're not messing around. They're tactical, they're good at what they do, and they're making moves. And they're sick of taking some of these blowback shots, I'm sure, of the strikes that just hit Moscow, putting them in the dark. So Russia's made it clear, like, we're ready to put them out. Now they're rolling out the hypersonics. Dude, I put a video out on this. The clips of this are crazy. It looks like lightning. It looks like lightning. You got to look way up here in the corner. Up here where it says watch on X, right there where it's all lit up. You'll see in the sky, it's like Zeus lightning bolts. They come down so quick. Boom, 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 boom. Like flashes of light. They're that freaking quick. I told you, man, there's nothing in the world that could stop them. No one's proven that they can stop them. When Israel and Tehran exchanged here recently, it was the first time, heads up, that we've seen anything like that. And we got them through and we hit some spots, obviously, in Tehran. But Tehran got shots through and hit Israel. That's why the thing ended quickly. That's why. The Iron Dome and nothing. It didn't stop nothing. Iran with hypersonics got right on through. Our Patriot missile system, crushed. In Ukraine, Patriot missile system for Ukraine, crushed. There's nothing that can stop this. Trump and them don't want to talk about it. They want to act like, oh, we got hypersonics and this and that. Well, you got hypersonics that can stop these hypersonics? If so, let's see it, big boy. Let's see it, mister. We've got the baddest equipment on the planet. Well, let's see it. Because right now, this moment in time, the largest navy on the planet is China's. The guys with the baddest hypersonic weapons are the enemies on display. On display. No one can stop them. Stop them one time. One time. Prove that you can. Because no one can. Now, we've got hypersonics too, which means that no one could stop ours in that sense. This is crazy. It's like, it's watch this. I'm going to blow this up. Watch in the distance how this comes down. How it just, I showed the lightning type strikes there a second ago, but here, look at that. The sky like opens up, and it's like, these things are wild, man. And I'm not so sure the world's ready for this, man. For real. Like, Russia's been sitting there telling us, like, look, we got this. We're sitting on them. They haven't used them yet. Now they're pissed. Now they're unloading with them. So, terrifying nuclear capable Oreshnik missiles have been unleashed. And parts of Ukraine in the dark. And they're saying, the mayor saying, get out. He's a former boxer, Klitschko. He's telling the residents, get out. He's also telling them there's no power. There's no heat. People are going to freeze to death. He is warning and telling all the residents that are leaving, or he's asking them to drain all the water out of the buildings because there's going to be no heat. And it's going to cause pipes to bust. And it's going to cause a disaster. So, like, these are the moves you make when you're about to tuck tail and run. And they are. They're about to ditch Kiev. He is saying it. The mayor is saying, leave. Evacuate. Dark and cold Kiev. Evacuate. This is nuts, man. This is huge moves, man. Huge global moves here. Huge. They're finally getting out of there. Like, where's Zelensky and all this? Hiding somewhere? Like, interesting. He's not nowhere to be seen or heard from because I guarantee you he'd be catching a drone strike right now. Oh, yeah. And Russia already said so. After this little whole thing of whether it was true or not, going after Putin's residence, they're hunting him, it seems. Kiev's in the dark. They're evacuating the whole place. Dude, if Kiev falls, this is major. Major. Kiev falls. Major. This is scary. You want to know why? Because you're backing a mad dog into a corner. Zelensky. His buddy's going to hand him a nuke. And they're going to be like, you have to. You have to. Save your people. And that son of a bitch might try to launch one in Moscow. I'm telling you what, dude. This is where it gets crazy. And we're in it. We're in the window. We're here. We're there. This is it. You know it. If it's ever going to happen, it's going to be now. We've tried peace so many times. And like it's there. Like they are advancing on Kiev. This is it. Something has. This cannot go on forever. It just cannot. And this is really interesting. I've been waiting for this because I thought for sure they'd work out a deal and they would save their city, Kiev. Not happening. They're sacrificing it right here and running. Nuts. I mean, do you give this city back after all this? If you're Russia, if there's some kind of deal negotiation, do you cough up Kiev? I don't think so. I think as an ultimate token of good faith in a true peace negotiation, Russia could do it. But I don't think so. They fought long and hard for every square inch, and they didn't give up none of Donetsk, Luhansk, none of it. Why now? Why now? Not when you've got this far. Why? You've got complete control and command of everything. Then that leaves them to flee to the western part of Ukraine, backed up against NATO allies in a little pocket, which they'll probably keep because I could see Russia just saying, all right, you keep that little piece. because everything behind it's NATO. It's World War III right behind it. It's World War III, like right now, man. Like we are, oh man, we're there on so many different fronts, all the way around the globe. Like we're there. So Japan and China are not good friends. They hate each other at this point. China blocks Japan from any heavy rare earth elements. No, Japan's on our side in World War III when this pops off. They're our front line in Asia, and they risk getting freaking nuked again because of it, to be honest with you. Them and South Korea are kind of our biggest hope in the region. Because North Korea is probably one that's going to get something popping off over there. If not China. China's just going to swoop in and try to take over Taiwan. We're on the clock. It's predicted. They've said they were going to do it by 2027. Again, we're on the clock. 2027 is less than a year now. Time flies, as you know. And they've surrounded Taiwan how many times with drills? One of these times, I predict it's going to go live. And I don't know what you do if you're the U.S. Be honest. Look at this. This is nuts. Shock video. A leftist thug with he must have had an arm on him like Nolan Ryan. Off screen, throws an explosive device. Perfect timing. And strikes this Honduras congresswoman. Smacks in the head. It must have been designed to blow up on contact. Like he nailed her right in the head. It almost looked like he blew up away from her head. Almost like it was timed. Like, I'm going to play the clip. She survived. Insane. This is the violence that's going on. Okay, play the clip. Wow. I didn't know it was that repercussive. I seen the main clip. This is the clip. Look, she survived this, man. Look at the guy on the left. There's apparently somebody back here in this background. I have not been able to make out where they're at. It seems like from over this guy's shoulder comes an object that comes up into the air, perfect, and comes down right behind the woman's head and blows up. And is nuts.
Sí, ¿por qué no entran? No nos dejan entrar. No nos dejan entrar.
It's a perfect shot.
A poder llevar a cabo la declaración.
It was like some kind of compacted, like little C4 explosive type of fog. It looked like it was like in like some clay ball or something. Probably like a little baseball size, like perfect to throw. And someone had to have been practicing that. They drilled her right in the head. The fact that it was an explosive, for someone to step up and throw a rock and hit her would have been bad, left her messed up. But like an explosive, that was nuts. You seen it. Dude, this is getting crazy. This is a political attack. This is getting nuts out here. The violence, the killing, they don't care. Yeah, so, all right, in terms of Venezuela, so that you know, Senate advances a resolution stopping Trump from any further military force in Venezuela. They have to approve it first, which is how it should have been. Okay, so that you know, because we thought there might be some advancements in Venezuela, but it looks like they may pump the brakes. Things might be going the way they want, meaning they scared the crap out of Delcy down there, the new leader, and she's going by their playbook, which we already know she was. So, Tulsi, she's on her way out. Interesting. Looks like she may have done what they wanted her to do. She has been kept in the dark on Venezuela. And she is the whole entire nation's intelligence chief. She's been kept in the dark. That's how deceptive this whole thing is. MAGA and the whole Trump administration you've seen how Bongino turned out, but like they're even keeping her in the dark. Straight up. Won't tell her none of the moves, none of the stuff. Like, then what good is the position? She's sitting there talking about deep state. It sounds like y'all the deep state then. We know it anyway. Deep state runs the whole damn thing, but when you hear that she's gone and replaced for whatever reason, I mean, she's just another puppet as well, but just shows that position, it's on a need-to-know basis. Trump says the control of Venezuela could last for years, but he cancels the second wave of strikes. He says they're cooperative, that they freed a bunch of prisoners, that they're listening to everything that they're saying. And because they're being good, so to speak, he stopped striking them. And to do so, he's going to have to get congressional approval. So it'll be drawn out even though, okay? It won't be no surprise crap. Unless, I mean, you know how he is. They could do whatever, whenever, man. So they freed hundreds of political prisoners. All these people reuniting. So I'm saying a huge move here.
Ah, papi. Ya terminó todo.
Puesto en libertad a Diego Pilieri y Enrique Márquez. Que está Enrique con su esposa.
Ya estamos bien. Dios te bendiga por favor. Dios te bendiga.
So, it's all about who's on the good side, of things here. Here's one. Chinese-made radar defense failed in Venezuela. This is why we rolled right in. They say some 20 men went in and took out hundreds. Rapid fire. They're saying that it was crazy. Some of the guys on the ground there, the stories are getting out. The guys that were on the ground during this raid, and they say, maybe a couple dozen U.S. soldiers, high specialized guys rolled in, guns blazing, hundreds of rounds per minute, just wiping dudes out, stormed the place, went in, got Maduro, and did it so quick, he didn't even have time to get into his little safe room, so to speak. But the Chinese radar systems failed completely. They rolled in right off the coastline, and not a single shot was fired. I told you this last time. That's crazy. Not a single shot fired. We just rolled right in from the east, right off the coast. Well, off the east sits Guyana. Look, you can see here on the map. Trinidad and Tobago, that was key. We rolled in off the eastern flank, no shots, right above Guyana. But in this whole thing, Guyana is playing key. They're working with the administration. Also, guess who's had a sudden change of tune? Colombia's Petro. Says he had a good call with Trump. And that, after making fun of him and doing all this stuff, you see what makes sense. You got to understand what's going on here. The Trump administration doesn't seem to be interested in spending a whole lot of energy and money on gutting the structure of a country. They would rather topple the head, take the head off, cut the head off the snake, replace it with a puppet, or with someone that is willing to do their bidding. And he's doing it under threat. that you either do what we say or the guns or the drone strikes begin. That's where we're at. It's under threat. So now all these guys are coming to the table like, oh yeah. And as long as they're singing to his tune, then everything's okay. And who knows? If Petro does what Trump wants, full blown, they may not even get struck. But I don't know about that. Cuba seems to be a different animal, and it seems all the attention is going toward Mexico in terms of where the guns are going from here. Trump says it right here. He says U.S. will begin strikes on the cartel in Mexico. He says it. He said it in a video clip. He says it's on. We're going to start nailing them on land. It took over a year. Because as soon as he came in, at the beginning of the year, well, he said we're under an emergency. So here we are. They're about to start striking the cartels. I warned you of this, man. I told you this day was going to come. When they start striking the cartels. So this is going to be interesting. Looking at the map, where they're going to hit. That's on our doorstep now, man. In Iran. We are all up in Iran with agents of deception on the ground, Mossad and CIA and all that, stirring up madness. But the people are pissed, and they're burning places down. All hell is breaking loose, and that's just how our government likes it. And they want an overthrow of Khomeini or a new president. They want new, again, the same thing, new leadership. They're not interested in murdering all these people and looking bad. They just want, they will go in and drone strike to topple a leader, whether they kill them or capture them. They will. So the advantage right now for the West is this whole color revolution basically springing up on the ground. The people are going nuts. So the government had to respond, and the government of Iran launched a nationwide blackout of the internet. Then they threatened to also shut down the satellite feed because of all the chaos. The people are organizing and using social media to do it and hitting the streets. And you can see the phones being held up and the government saying, no, we're done. We do not want this. Right here. NASA is hordes of people. Over 100 cities flooded. Protests just massive. Never seen nothing like it. And you can better bet the West is there throwing gas on it every bit that they can. So what happens in the meantime? Look at this. Food shelves emptying out. ATMs offline. Internet blacked out several days. In Iran, warns of a preemptive strike. So this is my final warning here for the night, I guess, on this front. They have warned they will strike us or Israel. But us, this was in response to Trump saying we're locked and loaded. They said that we will strike at this point. They know that our government is helping stir the pot with these protests on the ground. So, dude, we could get hit. That's my warning to everybody as we shut this one down tonight. Where we at here? 11:10. So I'm supposing here any second it's going to roll over at 11:11. So by the time you guys hear me, it will be. So 11:11. Much love, all the pure bloods, everybody out there. And yeah, we're going to end it on that. Just be vigilant, man. That, dude, all the chaos happening on the street out there. I mean, what do you guys think? I mean, come on. All the cities, they're sparking civil war. They're kicking this up all over the place in Iran, here in the United States, it seems like everything's picking up. So if you're in one of these blue states heading into the summer, I would expect to see this type of action. I really think Civil War is about to pop like we've never seen it. Straight up. Anytime. So stay tuned. I'll update with more. I'll be dropping videos. Won't anything popping off going on out there. Y'all stay safe. Enjoy your weekend. I do appreciate all the support. Thank you guys. Everyone that shares. All the super chats, any PayPals that come through. That's usually the best way to support the channel. And then coffees. Again, thank you, Kev Bar. Big time tonight. Also, Lowrider. Sliding in. Salutes, man. Can't wait to see both of you, man. Someday. You know, I've been debating. I'm so sick of toxic people, man. Like, it's okay to debate and to not agree on certain things. You don't have to hate each other and want to kill each other and like hurt each other and do all these crazy things, man. Because let me tell you, someone wanting to wish harm on me, you cross my path, dude. It's gonna be the biggest mistake of your life. You don't need to be threatening me, anyone else's lives out there. First and foremost, over any of this stuff, it's not worth. You don't need to be divided because they control you. Really, they control you when you let them divide you, and then they're also controlling your polarity, your emotion. I do look forward to seeing good people and meeting good people still in this world. To get to the good people, you gotta go through so many evil, so many demons, man. I would do the same for my friends if I had any. Snicker. Hey, bro, you are my friend. You know, I consider you to be. And you guys know who you are out there. The real, the pure bloods, the ones that are always here holding it down. I look forward to seeing you more than anything. Again, and you know it. You know how this world is. Susie Q, Joe, man, much love. And there's several of you out there I've yet to meet that I want to meet. Deanne, Daily Survival. Thank you guys. Steve, man, thank you for everything. All of you guys, all the love, all the prayers, all the help, and holding it down. So all praise to the Most High. Hallelujah. Got another one in the books here. May the Lord bless you if you call upon him. He returns like a thief in the night. Know that. Thank you. Arrest Fauci. I love the name. Love the motto. Let's get to it. Let's see some action out here. I'd love to see something, man. I want to see something. Again, if you guys got any events popping off, any rallies, marches, anything, let me know. Dabu7@yahoo.com. I wasn't being sarcastic. I don't have many friends. Sucks. Hard to come by. Yep. So, as I always say, if the Lord doesn't return in the coming days, I'll see you here next time for some Underground World News Live. Much love. Shalom. And much love, and thank you. And you're right, yes. Suzuki. Can't bar the crew. Yeah, I've got you guys. Yes, definitely, for sure. Friends for life, much love, and I appreciate that more than you know. But on the real, you know how life goes. And much love to White, Chris, Gio, Wayne. I'll see some of you soon. If not, I'll see you on the other side. Thank you for everything. Much love. God bless. There's my crown jewels in the house. Much love, crown jewels, and much love, Eon. Legendary. Absolutely legendary. Thank you so much.